Face-offs are kind of your thing. Yesterday you had 56.25%, and against Brynäs you had 63.16%. What makes you so good at it?
I'm not sure. You know, sometimes my dad says it's better to be lucky than good. You know, so. But you know, I think just when going in with a right mindset and trying to stick to simple things. Sometimes it's easy to get distracted by what another player is doing in the face-off, but I try to stick to just being strong on my stick. And what also helps is just having my wingers and defensemen prepared for when the puck's dropped, everyone's ready. A lot of times that I'm winning face-offs is because Patrick or Daniel are winning a battle for the puck, so everyone kind of knows where the puck might come, depending on who I'm facing, is a righty or lefty, something like that.
You're often really keen to start a game after an icing call. We can see how you waves your hands and really wants the referee to drop the puck. Why it's so important to you to start a game that quickly?
It's becoming a big part of the game. I think that especially off an icing, you have a team that's tired, and we want to attack as fast as possible. Sometimes it may seem like only a few seconds, but that's enough time for someone to recover. To get their heart rate back down, and we want to create almost like a little bit of a chaos situation for the defensive team. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of times I'm getting kicked out of the face-off, but I'm trying my best to win. So.
Who would you say is the hardest to go against in a face-off on your team?
My team, I'm not sure, but probably Yoon or Tommy. They're both good face-off guys. Anyone that can really get strong over their stick. Tobias hasn't been playing lately, but he's another guy that's pretty difficult and it's really strong on his stick. And then throughout the league, there's quite a few guys that going into the game, you have kind of in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I have to go against this guy. He's doing well during the season. So sometimes Patrick will take some face-offs, and he's obviously very good at face-offs as well. So we have a good combination.
And if we see to the Swedish Hockey League, do you have any players that that you not want to go against in a face-off?
Yeah, there are a few guys, but I'd rather not talk about it. I think it's kind of a mental thing too, face-offs, because it is a 50-50 kind of thing. And, you need that mental advantage. A lot of times when I can see my opponent is maybe changing his style, I know I have like a mental advantage on them, and that gives me confidence, to win face-offs. A lot of it is just going in confidently and, having faith that what you're doing is good.
Okay, can you show us how we do a face-off at the best way? Okay, so tell us.
Obviously, concentrating on the puck is very important, and maybe noticing what your opponent is doing, but most importantly, just being strong on your stick, and really focusing on the puck. That's what you want. So that's what you're going after. So.
Is it any rules you have to go and think about?
You have to put your stick in this white area here, and your feet have to be in the lines. Here there are no lines, but in the offensive and defensive zone there are lines that your feet have to be in. So.
Okay, we will see one more. Okej, jag måste bli bättre på att släppa pucken, tror jag. What's the hardest thing with a face-off?
The hardest thing I think is just kind of when things aren't going well. It seems like for me, when I'm going well, it comes easy. It's naturally, and then when things aren't going so well, it can kind of seem like you're never going to win a face-off. So, it's hard to, it's just important to keep perspective that some nights you're going to be on and some nights you're not going to be on. And like I said, me and Patrick have worked out a good kind of situation where I'm not feeling well, or things aren't going my way or bouncing my way. Patrick can come in, and he's obviously pretty good at face-offs himself. So having teammates and other people and everyone just being on the same page is probably the biggest thing that helps us the most.
How's the best way to practice a face-off?
I think being strong, like physically, obviously is probably the first thing. But I think sometimes, obviously, you can practice and practice and dropping pucks and just trying to win pucks quick. But I think for me, the timing of that a referee is going to drop the puck in a game, and and the timing of how someone might drop the puck in practice is going to be different. I think that the timing of the training is important. So you have to be mindful how you're dropping the puck. For me, the best practice is in the game. I think that's the only way to really get better. you know, doing it in the game. Because sometimes, like I said, if you practice in practice, people are, you know, maybe someone's dropping the puck. It's different timing, and it can kind of screw you up. So. You know, sometimes it might take in the beginning of the season 4, 5, 10 games to kind of get your timing, but I think you know, playing in a game is probably the best way to train for it.
And the best tips for the kids out there who wants to get better, what's that?
I think to start, you know, being in good posture. You know, I think that regardless of where your stick is, it's almost like if I'm standing like this, you know, someone can't move me. You know, that's the most important thing. I don't think it's really where you're putting your stick, it's your body positioning and being strong physically, because it's also important if you do lose it or win the faceoff that you have to be able to move. So, yeah, I think I recommend putting your hand over, and I put my hand over on both sides, on my strong side and my weak side, and I have to say this, you know, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. You know, I think that it's important. A big part of faceoffs is cheating and getting, you know, an advantage on your opponent. So. You know, just being strong on your stick, and when you're standing, like I said, when you're staying in the face-off circle, you should be in the most strong position you possibly can. I mean, I'm not using my arms or my hands when I'm winning the face-offs. I'm using my core and my glutes, and that's the most powerful part of my body, and that's what I'm transferring that power into the face-off through my stick. You know, so it's not necessarily my hands or my arms. It's more, you know, my stability in my body. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.